This is the Adjutant. If you're thinking about joining the military or you already have, what I'm about to share with you today is not theory, it's not something that I read in a book, it's something that I lived, because I've seen both sides of this. I started my military career as an enlisted service member, and after 6 years of service, I was selected for the Green to Gold Scholarship Program. That opportunity sent me to the University of South Carolina, where I became part of the Gamecock Battalion, and ultimately, I was commissioned as an officer in 1991. So when I talk to you about enlisted versus officer and the strategy behind commissioning, I'm not guessing. I walked that road, and today I want to help you make a decision that could shape the rest of your life. Now, let's start at the basics. There are two primary ways to serve in the military. They're enlisted, and then there's officer. Now, both paths are honorable. Let me say this again, folks. Both paths are honorable, because without enlisted soldiers, nothing moves. They are the backbone. They are the ones executing the mission day in and day out. Now, officers are responsible for leadership. They're responsible for planning, decision-making, and taking care of people, and being accountable for everything that happens under their command. Now, here's what most people don't realize. These two paths lead to very different life experiences. Now, let me take you back for a moment. When I first came in, I came in as an enlisted soldier. I mean, I had nothing on my collar. I was smooth collared, as they used to say. And like many people, I didn't fully understand all of my options. I was motivated. I absolutely wanted to serve. I wanted to build something. And the enlisted route was the path in front of me. And I'll tell you this, that experience gave me the foundation that I still carry with me today. And what is that? It taught me discipline. It taught me structure. It taught me how the military really operates at the ground level. And it gave me perspective. It gave me respect for every enlisted soldier I would later lead. But as time went on, I started to realize, I started to notice things, that there was another level of responsibility and another level of impact that I wanted to grow into. Now, here's what everything happened and where everything changed. After 6 years of enlisted service, I applied for the Green to Gold Scholarship Program. Now, for those of y'all who may not know, the Green to Gold Scholarship Program that allows service members to transition into becoming officers by attending college or completing ROTC, or Reserve Officer Training Corps, for those of y'all who aren't familiar with these acronyms, and you'll come to realize that when you join the military, they're abound with all kinds of acronyms. Well, I was selected, and not just selected, I received a full scholarship. That opportunity sent me to the University of South Carolina, where I joined the Gamecock Battalion. And that season of my life was transformation, because now I wasn't just executing, I was actually preparing to lead. And in 1991, I was commissioned as an officer. And that's after the over 2.5 years at the University of South Carolina. You'll say, well, normally it takes 4 years to graduate. Well, you'll learn in future upcoming videos that while I was on active duty as an enlisted service member, I went to night school. I went to college, if you will. The first college I attended was the Florida State University Panama Canal branch when I was stationed in Panama, Fort Clayton to be specific. Well, after I was commissioned, now I want to pause here for a moment, okay? Because I need you to understand something. Yes, I went from enlisted to officer. Yes, the Green to Gold worked for me, but I want you to hear this clearly. That path is not easy. It took time, it took effort, took discipline, positioning, and most importantly, it took 6 years before I even got to that opportunity. And there's a whole story behind it that I'm going to share in future videos, where when I joined the military, I had a low ASVAB score. And during the time when I was in, you could only take it 3 times. The first time I took it wasn't good. The second time I took it, I actually scored lower. The third time I took it, third time was a charm. And that was the last time you could take it without like congressional approval. So just kind of remember that. And I'm going to share that whole story because there's actually a moral to that story. That'll be in an upcoming video. So when people say, I'll just enlist and become an officer later, I understand what they're saying because I did just that. But I also understand what it takes. Now, here's what most people don't think about. When you enlist first, you are choosing a longer path to leadership. It's not a wrong path, but it's just a longer path. And sometimes that's exactly what you need, because that enlisted experience can make you a stronger officer. But if your goal from the beginning is to lead, if your goal is to maximize your time, if your goal is to position yourself for long-term success, then you need to at least consider commissioning first. Now, there are 4 commissioning paths. Let's break this down clearly so you understand. If you want to become an officer, you've got 4 main paths. ROTC, this is the one of the most straightforward paths. You go to college, you participate in ROTC, and you commission upon graduation. And in many cases, you can do it on a scholarship, just like I did through the Green to Gold. Then there's service academies. Shout out to West Point. Then there's Air Force Academy, Naval Academy. Don't come for me, folks. There's several academies out there. They're highly competitive. They're highly structured, but fully funded. Officer Candidate School, if you already have a degree, this is your path. What you want to do is you want to apply, you get selected, you complete the training and commission. Now, prior enlisted to officer, this is the path that I took. By the way, they call us Mavericks or Mustangs. They call us Mustangs. Why do I keep saying Maverick? Maybe because I think of Top Gun. But we're known as Mustangs. Those who have enlisted and become an officer in the Army, we're known as Mustangs. We're very few in number, but we are mighty, so to speak. Now, again, this is the path I took. It's possible, but it requires patience. It requires persistence. And just know that there's more than just going to college that's involved. Then there's money, time, and trajectory. Let's talk about what this really affects, because this is bigger than rank. This affects your income, your retirement, your long-term opportunities. Now, officers over time earn significantly more. That's just a reality, folks. But more importantly, they start that trajectory earlier. And time is everything. So you might ask, well, what I would do if I had to do it all over again? Okay, that's a great question. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let me give you something that's real, folks. If I could go back knowing everything I know now, I would have went left and not right. If you know, you know. I would have still enlisted first, in all seriousness. That's a powerful question. And the honest answer to the question is, it depends. Would I enlist first? Would I go straight to officers? Because the enlisted experience shaped me. It grounded me. It gave me opportunities that I never would have had because of my background. It made me the officer I became. But if someone came to me today with the ability to commission from the start, I would tell them, take a serious look at it. Don't rush into enlistment without understanding your options. So if you're watching this right now and you're thinking about joining the military, here's my advice. Slow down, folks. All right? Slow down. You want to do your research. You want to ask questions. And most importantly, be intentional. Because the military will give you opportunities, but only if you position yourself correctly. And I can tell you, the military afforded me the opportunity to later go on and become an attorney, where I practiced for over 13 years in both state and federal court. and running my own business and getting a master's degree and starting all types of other opportunities. And that is something that I would not have had but for the military giving me the opportunity. Okay? But your first decision is the most important ones you will ever make. Okay? Just remember that. And so there you have it, folks. I hope this has been helpful. This is the Adjutant, and I'll see you in the next one. I wish you all blessings and blessings. Shalom.